Well, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy on Wednesday speaking at U.S. Congress saying that against all odds, Ukraine still stands as he paid a defiant wartime visit to Washington to thank U.S. leaders and ordinary Americans for their support in fighting off Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
He pledged there would be no compromises in trying to bring an end to the war.
Against all odds and doom and gloom scenarios, Ukraine didn't fall. Ukraine is alive and kicking. We defeated Russia in the battle for minds of the world. We have no fear, nor should anyone in the world have it. Ukraine's gained this victory, and it gives us courage, which inspires the entire world. Europeans gained this victory, and that's why Europe is now stronger and more independent than ever. The Russian tyranny has lost control over us. I know one more, I think, very important thing. The Russians will stand a chance to be free only when they defeat the Kremlin in their minds.
President Volodymyr Zelenskyy addressed U.S. lawmakers and met with President Joe Biden on Wednesday in a dramatic visit to the United States to rally his top international partners to sustain its military and economic assistance in Ukraine's fight against the Russian invasion.
VOA's White House Bureau Chief Patsy Widakuswara has this report.
President Joe Biden welcomed President Volodymyr Zelenskyy at the White House on Wednesday in a surprise visit designed to send a message to Russian President Vladimir Putin that the United States will be there for Ukraine for as long as it takes.
He's trying to use winter as a weapon, but the Ukrainian people continue to inspire the world. I mean that sincerely. Not just inspire us, but inspire the world with their courage and how they have chose the resilience and resolve for their future.
Zelenskyy thanked Biden and gave him a Cross for Military Merit medal that belonged to a Ukrainian soldier, captain of a HIMARS battery given by the U.S.
He's very brave, and he said, give it to a very brave president. And I want to give you that is the Cross for Military Merit.
As Zelenskyy touched down on U.S. soil on his first trip abroad since the Russian invasion began in February, the U.S. announced $1.85 billion in additional security assistance for Ukraine, including the Patriot defense system that will help protect against Russian missiles, a move Moscow calls provocative. On Wednesday, Putin said Russia had nothing to be blamed for on the war.
On the contrary, this is the result of the policy of other countries, third countries, which have always striven for this, towards the disintegration of the Russian world.
In remarks before a joint meeting of Congress, Zelenskyy appealed to U.S. lawmakers who are debating another $45 billion in emergency aid to Ukraine, which would bring the total American wartime assistance to more than $100 billion.
Your money is not charity. It's an investment in the global security and democracy that we handle in the most responsible way.
A recent Chicago Council poll finds that while 65% of Americans continue to support U.S. assistance to Ukraine, they're split between supporting for as long as it takes and wanting Washington to urge Kyiv to settle for peace as soon as possible. Patsy Widakuswara, VOA News, Washington.